just mentioned the strategy on the biotechnology. But in fact, we have changed over the last couple of years, or in fact, the last few years, to use the term biotechnology and to translate by bioeconomy, which is much more wider. And the idea is to using the resources from land and sea for what we call a post-petroleum economy, or to adapt towards post-petroleum economy. The bioeconomy addresses not only the science and the technology behind, but primarily the societal and challenges that is pressing the scientists and technologies to address in the different areas of our society. Creating jobs and maintaining European competitiveness, ensuring food security, managing in a sustainable way our natural resources, reducing dependence on non-renewable resources, and mitigating and adapting to climate change. All of these is what we consider the challenges that the bioeconomy is putting forward into our scientists to address these issues. Through the research on biomass, on the food and non-food activities, and this is what we encompass under the name of the biotechnology. The bioeconomy has been considered a priority. There has been recently a communication from the European Commission to the European Parliament and to the Council of Ministers in February this year. It has been inspired by two important Commission documents or European Union documents. One is EU 2020 strategy, which focuses on smart growth, sustainable growth and inclusive growth. And the other is the Innovation Union, which is a fundamental point, milestone in European research. The idea being turning innovative ideas into products and processes for growth and job creation. So it's not only adding the scientific excellence of the research, but linking this scientific excellence with the commitment for exploiting these results. The bioeconomy is using, as I said before, all research and innovation, and this is important, the use of the word innovation, which is the capacity to bring these research ideas into commercial application, to produce renewable raw materials, sustainability in agriculture, forestry, fisheries and agriculture, and to process renewable raw materials into value-added products in all different areas of bio-based and energy industries, including, of course, food. Those interested in the Commission strategy can be found at the Commission website, downloaded. And it has a strategy which has a number of goals: ensuring food security, managing natural resources, the ones that I mentioned before. And on the right, it has a number of signals to not only to the European Commission but also to the Member States. This is to have and develop coherent policy on activities related to the use of biotechnology, investment in knowledge, innovation and skill, participate governance and informs dialogue with society, and new infrastructure and instruments. So we know that we are entering into a new phase, and some of the instruments that are used in the past might be still valid, but we need new ones in order to tackle the new challenges which are totally new, and for that it is required the collaboration, the scientists, the industry, the policymakers, all sectors of society, including, of course, the public, because without the support of the public, nothing can be effectively done. This communication is followed by an action plan with a number of interrelated activities, which is investment on research, innovation and skills, so more research, but also more innovation. Develop the skills that the future society will require. Reinforce policy interaction and stakeholder engagement. Interaction between member states, between regions, between between bioregions, bioclusters, and stakeholder engagement. Not only involve the scientists, but involve all sectors of our society. And last but not least, enhancement of markets and competitiveness in bioeconomy sectors. So this is in summary the main objectives of this bioeconomy communication, and has maybe, I will not have time to go in detail to that, but yes, I will signal 3 headlines in which the communication go a little bit more detail. One is the increasing the resilience, sustainability and production of primary production systems in the food chains. And I just will mention something which is may ask to reflect that in Europe, about 1/3 of the total food production is lost or wasted. And this is something that, this is valuable resources that cannot continue like that. In another headline is increase the resilience, sustainability and productivity of primary production systems and the food chains. And this is responding to the increasing demand for productions, not only on the land but also on the fisheries, and the need to increase the productivity by 2025. And then we have another difficulty, that this is the climate change made this issue more complicated, but this has to be taken into account and to adapt quickly. And the last challenge I'm going to mention here that stems from the bioeconomy is the building competitive bio-based industries in Europe and creating growth and jobs. So what we want, and what the Commission objective is to make sure that the research that is being developed in the best laboratories and industries in Europe is not only goes for publication, but goes into society to develop new products or new processes and create new jobs and create skilled jobs. And then there is an important issue is to enhance the innovation performance. That this is somehow, in summary, in short, is the capacity to translate these ideas into commercial exploitation. There's a huge differences among the EU 27 member states. Some of them are extremely innovative in terms of translating these ideas into exploitation, others quite less, and this is an important aspect, and they will prevent further exploitation and further development across Europe and across the world. Let me switch quickly to the Russian participation in FP7. Russia has been a key partner in FP7 projects of Framework Program 7. There are already 41 Russian participants in 24 funded projects. In the last call, 2 more were added, and there is still 1 call to come in 2013 that will be launched in July. The call will be launched in July this year. So the participation, this is totally bottom-up, and this is very high, very successful. It's quite interesting to see what will come out of this project when they will be finishing. Some of the initial ideas that we have is they are very, very successful. I will come back later. But we measure the success of the Russian-EU success not only in direct participation, but because we had been, through the very successful collaboration with our Russian colleagues to develop new instruments that did not exist at the beginning of FP7, like the EU-Russia joint call that we launched in 2008 on specific areas of biotechnology, the EU-Russian Partnership Initiative on Microbes and Plant Biodiversity, addressing a number of issues on biopesticides, biofertilizers, and bioremediation, and the first global initiative on animal health, in which the EU and Russia are participating. So we are not addressing only very specific programs, but just global initiatives, and this is very interesting because the animal health is not restricted to just one country. It's global. It's a global issue, and particularly on emerging animal diseases. And last but not least is the ERANET on phytosanitary research in which Russia is participating. This is the very interesting activity, because it's not only address the scientific issue, but it's also coordination of national initiatives within the European Union and Russia on phytosanitary research, and this is extremely interesting. If I had to just to say, I mean, 3 success stories out of the 40-something collaboration, I would say 3. I just named 3 projects in which they have already recently finished. They will be next year, possibly there will be quite a few more success stories. One is the success of the Prosper project on animal byproducts, and then they were very useful not only on the research, but also they made recommendation for new legislation and standard on how to handle non-edible animal materials. So there were 4 Russian partners, really very interesting projects, and I visited them in one factory recently, inaugurated in the north of Belgium. IREN project is aimed at accelerating the sustainable innovation of the chemical industry through overcoming existing bottlenecks for a broader diffusion of biocatalysis, which is the limiting factor in developing the industrial biotechnology. And the idea is design industrial enzymes through molecular modeling. So it's really quite advanced and innovative project. And the last one is another one which has received a lot of attention, I presume in Russia, but also in the EU. This is the PLAPROVA. This is the project on plant production of vaccines. So this is only 2 or 3 projects funded in the European Union, which are really addressed to this very innovative but extremely interesting area. And the coordinator received the innovation award very recently in the UK. And this award, I think, it should be extended to all participants, because all deserve this innovative approach in these projects. But this is up to now. What is the coming future? The coming future is the Work Programme 2013, which is inspired by the EU Strategy 2020, so a smart growth, sustainable and inclusive growth, all the policy papers on innovation and Horizon 2020, which is the equivalent, let's call it Framework Programme 8, but we don't call Framework Programme 8, we call it Horizon 2020. And then the main drivers are the bioeconomy strategy and the bioresource efficiency and innovation. So they are the main issues that drive the work program for 2013. The theme 2, the food, agriculture, fisheries and biotechnology, has 3 areas that probably most of you know. One is sustainable management of biological resources, essentially agriculture, forestry and fisheries. Second is the food research, and the third is the biotechnology research. And one important element in the work program 2013, and this is, we would like to invite, take the opportunity to invite potential partners to discuss with European counterparts to put forward proposals, is the supporting innovation. So linking excellent research with the innovation. So there will be a number of projects on demonstration activities, on the knowledge transfer, and the pre-commercial procurement and standardization. Because it's important to fill the gap between the lab and the market. So there will be also bottom-up approach with cross-cutting and cross-thematic topics, allowing participants to freely develop their solution to achieve the expected results. We know that most of the most innovative ideas cannot be developed in the office of the Commission. Some of them are already being generated in the laboratory. So we would like to give opportunities for the scientists to come forward with ideas that are scientific excellent, but also really committed to exploit. The participation for SMEs means small and medium-sized enterprises, is vital, represent a very large part of the EU industrial tissue, generating major generator of employment in Europe, and it is compulsory in most of the project, quite a high participation of the SMEs in terms of numbers, in terms of budget, and also in terms of commitment in the research and on the dissemination and exploitation of those activities. I will summarize very quickly some of the main headlines in the different areas. On the area of agriculture, there will be some research to promote legume breeding, on animal health and plant health and pest management, and diversification in aquaculture, and then one activity on the ocean of tomorrow, which is already quite activity that has been developed over the last few years. In the second activity on food research, there will be activities on nutrition, diet-related diseases, and food processing, and impact on global changes on Europe's food security, and of course, saving water and energy in food processing, which is a vital element for European competitiveness of European industries. And in the area of biotechnology, there's bioprospecting of terrestrial and marine biodiversity, developing cost-effective and sustainable bioprocesses, supporting emerging trends in biotechnology. We know that the few most important issues of biotechnology will be the ones that now being emerging: synthetic biology, nanobiotechnology, bioinformatics, etc., etc. So there will be a number of projects addressing this, like the plant high value products, the CO2 algae biorefinery, prevention and valorizing bio-waste, and then something which has not been addressed in the past, that there are a number of actions supporting market and development of bio-based products and processes. We don't forget, we always bring in mind what the main product, the final objective is to bring something, product or process to the market. And let me finish my presentation with just an outline of what is the current situation. In all framework programs, FP7, overall, all the different themes, has a budget of around 53 billion euros, and in Horizon 2020, in the proposal from the Commission at least, Commission has asked for a budget of 80 billion, so it's not 50%, but this is a significant increase. But what is more interesting perhaps is in the bioeconomy activities. In the current framework program, this is 1 billion for the food agriculture biotechnology, and there will be, it's expected to be around 4.6 for the bioeconomy challenge. So this is really, it's almost 3 times, more funds dedicated to that. This is, of course, without counting the activities related to biotechnology on the industrial leadership, the Marie Curie actions, etc., etc., etc. This, my colleague Anna Bezlepikna will talk later on Horizon 2020. Unfortunately, Dr. Manuel Allen is not available today, is ill, but she will make a presentation of Horizon 2020, so I will not make this presentation. But then in the last slide, you have the websites to the orientation paper, which is the pre-call for proposals. Be aware that maybe there might be some changes in the text that appear in this orientation paper of the actual call. But then you have a good reflection of what could be in the actual call. The call will take place on the 10th of July, and it will be published in the official journal of the European Communities. And very interested, I take the opportunity to invite all of you and your colleagues to Info Day and brokerage event in Brussels on the 16th, so it's 6 days after the launching of the call, where you will have the opportunities to listen to a specific presentation on the different areas, the different programs, but also to network with potential applicants from different parts of the European Union, but also from other parts of the world, Canada, Latin America, India, China, etc., etc., etc. With that, I would like very much for your attention, and thank you very much.